Welcome back, dear students. We will continue what we have started in the previous session, chapter 1, data types. But in this video, we will study constants. As you know, in the previous video, we listed the different types of data, and we said that we have 3 types of data. The first one was numeric data type, which include integer and non-integer. We also have the second type, which is character data types. This also includes string and HR, and the last data type that we have, miscellaneous data type, which contains object, date, and boolean. And we learned how to differentiate between them and how to choose the suitable data type for our program. In this lesson, we will declare constants. But first, what is the meaning of constants? What is the definition of constants? Constants are places reserved in RAM. On declaring them, we have to determine a name and a data type. So again, constants are places in the computer memory, RAM, and these places should have a name and a data type. And because we are talking about constants, so they take a fixed value and don't change during the program runtime. We have many examples of constants, but the most famous one, the constant pi. We also have another examples such as gravity acceleration, the speed of light, the speed of sound. These all are constants. So again, constants are placed in the computer memory, RAM, and these places should have a name and a data type. So how to declare constants? To let visualbasic.net knows that we have a constant, and these constants hold a fixed value which will never be changed during the program runtime. We have a rule to declare the constant, and this rule constant name as data type equal value. So again, we at the beginning have to write the word const followed by the constant name, then the word as, and we have to identify the data type for this constant. And because this is a fixed value and will not be changed during the program runtime, so we have to identify a value at the beginning. For example, if we want to declare the constant pi, let's apply this rule to this constant. At the beginning, we have to write the word const and then the constant name, which is pi, followed by the word as, and we have to determine a data type. And because pi is equal 22/7, so the data type is a number, numeric data type, and it's a single data type. Or in other words, const by a single equal 3.14, both are correct. So to declare a constant in the computer memory, we have to follow this rule: const, then constant name as, followed by the data type equal value. Keep in mind, dear students, that we have to identify a value to the constant during declaration. Okay, let's see this other example. Const C underscore name as a string equal Egypt. What is the meaning of this code? It means that we have a constant, and the constant name is C underscore name, and its data type is a string because it consists of a group of letters, and the value is a text. Egypt is assigned to this constant, and because this is a constant, so we have to assign a value to this constant during declaration. What about this second example? Const birth date as date equal hashes, and between two hashes we will write the date. It means that we have a constant, and this constant name is birth date, was declared in computer memory. Its data type is date, and the value assigned to this constant is 25 of January 2011. Okay, we said that we have a rule to declare the constant, which is const followed by constant name. Here is a question: should we follow some rules in writing the constant name? Of course, there are rules to write the constant name. To name the variable or the constant, we have to follow some rules. The first rule is that constant name or variable name must begin with a letter or underscore. This is the first rule. The second rule, that variable names or constant name shouldn't contain any symbols or special characters such as plus, equal, question mark, asterisk, power, dash, slash, dot, space. Any special characters shouldn't be contained in the variable or constant names. The third rule, that variable or constant names consist of letters, numbers, and underscore, but it must begin with letter or underscore. We can't begin it with a number. It may consist of numbers, but we can't begin it with a number. The fourth rule, we shouldn't use any reserved word. That Visual Basic.NET language have keywords. These keywords shouldn't be used in naming variable or constant names, such as single, them, add. These are words reserved for Visual Basic.NET language. And finally, it's preferable that the variable name and constant name reflect its contents. Okay. Remember, dear students, in order to write a text or to store a text in Visual Basic.NET, we have to put the text between double quotation if the value of the constant or variables is a string. And to put or to store a date or time, we have to put them between two hashes. We also have to keep in mind that to start debugging or to run or to play the program, we have to use F5 from the keyboard, and to open the code window as we studied in the previous term, we have to click on F7 from the keyboard. Let's have an example. What if we want to calculate the area of a circle or the circumference of a circle? What to do? As you can see in your screen, we can insert the radius, and according to the radius that we have inserted, we can click on the area button to calculate the area, or the circumference to calculate the circumference. What to do? At the beginning, we have here a constant, and to declare a constant, we should follow the constant declaration rule. In both buttons, we have two buttons, area button and circumference button. The first thing to do is declaration of the constant in the first button, which is the button of area to calculate the area of the circle. At the beginning, we have to declare the variable radius, and we have to declare the constant, which is by. And the declaration rule of the constant is const by as single equal 22/7 or 3.14. And then after declaration the constant, we should tell the Visual Basic from where we can get the radius. We said that we will get the radius from the user, and the user will insert the radius from this text box, so we have to say that radius is inserted by text box 1.text. How is that? Radius equal text box 1.text. text. And after declaration and after assigning the value of radius, we have to use the rule of the area of the circle. And the area of the circle, or the result of the equation, will be displayed here in the result label 2. So we will say label 2.text equal the rule of the area pi times radius power 2. According to these codes, we will be able to calculate the area of the circle. This is button 1. What about the circumference of the circle? To calculate the circumference of the circle, we have to follow the rule of circumference. And we will write this rule or these codes in the second button, which is button 2, circumference button. But keep in mind, dear student, to do this, we will have to write these two codes again. Them radius as single, const pi as single equal 22/7, and then we will say that we will take the radius value from the text box 1.text, but in the last code, instead of the rule of the area, we will put the rule of the circumference. But here we have a problem. We have written the codes again 2 times. Is there any possible way that we will not write the code many times? Yes. We have something called levels of declaration. Class level and event procedure level, which is button level. We can declare constant and variables on the class level to prevent writing the code many times. As you can see, public class, which is class level, we can declare the variable, and we also can declare the constants on the class level. So after declaring them on the class level, we will be able to use them in any other place in the class. And then in button 1, we will only write the code of the area of the circle, and in button 2, we will write the code of the circumference of the circle. To this point, dear students, we have finished our lesson today. Thank you and best regards.